Hey there, welcome to CandTCollectibles. I am C. Hope you are doing well. All right, once in a while, I just feel like talking some baseball and trying to spotlight a player and talk about them a little bit more in depth than what we would get in our normal chart show type thing here. So, what I want to do is highlight some potential opportunities if we find some players that are maybe they're playing well and the market's not recognizing it for whatever reason. I mean, it's a tough market out there, and so we'll just try and together find a few things to have some fun with here. And one of the names that I've been looking at has been popping up on the radar is Gleyber Torres. We're all familiar with him. This was a pretty well-hyped prospect for whatever reason, mostly Yankee reason, but that's all right. That's all right. But he's really fallen off the radar. The last couple of years have been brutal. He came up at a pretty young age to get a lot of interest. Wasn't able to maintain that momentum. He beat up on the Orioles a lot, but beyond that, he wasn't able to keep it going. But it looks like things are kind of turning around a little bit this year. The last 2 years, we don't even count 2020 a whole lot, but 2021 was a disaster. The first half of the season, he had about 3 home runs and finished with about 9. And a lot of things just didn't go his way. This year, things look to be correcting a little bit. So we'll take a look at what's going on internally underneath the hood a little bit. Then we'll look at a few charts and try and spot some opportunities. And again, we'll try and have some fun with this. So I'd like to pick out a player on occasion and see if there's anything there. So we're looking at a 25-year-old. This is his age 25 season. He's got roughly 10 wins to his name, 9.5 wins. That's not that bad, really. Benefit of coming up early. So you have players right now that a lot of collectors are excited about. They're coming up at age 23, 24, and they're just getting their feet wet, and they haven't done what Gleyber's done at this point in his career. So he was a decent prospect coming up, but again, when he first came up and just started pounding home runs, really at a pretty nice clip here. I mean, every 40 games he's hitting 12 home runs, and so you're looking at or every 30 games. And so you're looking, at a guy that's going to hit 30 plus home runs. And he did that in his second year in the league, but most of those came against the Orioles. And then you had 2020, which was a giant mess. He played 2/3 of the season, didn't do a whole lot, 250 average, no power to speak of. That isolated power really dropped off. So he wasn't hitting the ball as hard as he was. Then last year he played, 4/5 of the season, 34, something like that, a percentage of the season here. And, he had a high BABIP and a lot of balls in play. It was weaker contact. It just wasn't working out for him for the most part. Not a lot of home runs. Again, that isolated power dropped off. But if you look at his walk rate, his strikeout rate, those all were pretty similar to what he's done in the past. The walk rate really climbed in 2020, showed some patience, and the strikeout rate went down. That was his best profile of his career. It just didn't work out for him for the most part. In terms of weighted runs created, borderline elite bat for the first couple of years. 130, 100 is kind of your average player, and the farther you get away from that, the better you are relative to those players. 130 and above is considered elite, and so he was very close to that, but he dropped off like a rock the last couple of years, becoming almost a negative player for the most part. Now this year, not a lot has changed. He's still striking out at a sub 20 percentage. What he's done in the past, walks have gone down just a little bit, but the power is back. Okay, so now he's starting to hit for some home runs. He's on pace for 25 or 30, which at the second base position is a pretty good number, hitting around 270. That BABIP is in line with what he's done in the past. And so, I mean, if you're looking at a 270, 280 hitter or something like that with 25, 30 home runs, it's one of your better players at the position. Weighted runs created, sitting in the high 120s. That's the best of his career. Now, the Yankees offense has a little something to do with it. He gets on base, he's creating runs, and with more guys on base, he's able to create more runs. But he's on pace for roughly 3.5, 4-win season, which is that's an all-star level player here. So he's really gotten back to what he did his first couple seasons. If we look at his StatCast, exit velocity on regular balls in play, that's the best of his career, 91 miles per hour. So he's usually a high 80s guy, but now he's added a little bit here. He's getting that old man strength for the most part. Maximum exit velocity in line with what he's done in the past, around 110 miles per hour. But what we are seeing is his launch angle has increased to what he did the first couple of years of his league. He was hitting more line drives the past couple seasons. He's putting the ball in the air more. You'll see that in just a second here. He barreling up the ball at a 10% clip. This is better than what he did the first couple seasons. And so when you barrel up a ball, that is that sweet combination of exit velocity and launch angle. If you barreled up 100% of the balls during a season, you'd be a player that would hit probably 500 with a 1500 OPS. And so you want to barrel up the balls as much as possible. His hard hit rate nearing 50% according to StatCast. And that's the best of his career by a long shot here. And so you can see his weighted on base average, x-weighted. These are all internally career high numbers. And so even though he had more home runs his second season in the league and he was on a better pace the first season in his league, all right, little guy wandered in on me. That's all right. Love to have him here. So anyways, so under the hood, on the surface, those were better seasons. You had the home runs to go along with everything else. But under the hood, this may be his best statistical season. So again, we're looking at more fly balls. We're trading out some of those line drives for fly balls. And the home run to fly ball rate is back into the double digits here. There was nothing to speak of the past couple of years here. So infield fly balls, it was never a huge problem for him. But what he is doing right now is he's trading a lot of that soft contact, those weaker hits, for the harder hit balls. Again, hovering around the highest level of his career, depending on if you're looking at Fangraphs or if you're looking at StatCast. So he's just making better contact overall in terms of his plate discipline here. There we go. He's starting to chase a little bit more outside the zone. Okay, he did that the first couple of years, and it worked for him. The last few years, he was a little bit more patient, and maybe he got called out just a little bit more here. He's making excellent contact on those balls in the zone here and outside of the zone. So this is the highest percentage of his career on contact outside the zone. Usually, it leads to weaker contact, but he's doing a good job. He's handling those pitches pretty well here in the zone contact. Again, right in line with what he's done in his career for the most part here. And we're not saying a ton of things in terms of called strikes or swinging strikes or anything like that really stands out from what he's done in the past here. But moving on to a few other things. So we know that he's hitting the ball better. He's making some, his decisions at the plate haven't changed a whole lot here, but he's making better contact with some of those questionable decisions on the plate. You can see he's spreading the ball around pretty well here. In terms of league relative to the league, his hard hit percentage right up there with the best guys in the league, top 90th percentile. With average exit velocity, maximum exit velocity, the guys like Aaron Judge or whatever, they're at 120, 122 miles per hour. And so we're looking at Gleyber. I wouldn't expect him to approach that level. But for the most part, not chasing everything, the bad stuff, the barrel rate's up there with above league average. You look at his strikeouts, chase rate, things of that nature. Outs above average. I mean, these are league average or a little bit worse, which is good. That's exactly what we want to see here. All right, so we know that he's returning to form a little bit here. The last 2 years, disaster, no question about it. This year, under the hood, at least, he's starting to really improve, and the market's not reflecting that. So that's where we try and look for opportunities, some dislocations. And so, with he's a Yankee too. He's gonna get some love no matter what here. But that move to second base away from shortstop seems to be helping him relax just a little bit at the plate. So this is a good sign overall. This is his long-term Hall of Fame trajectory relative to your average Hall of Fame second baseman. He's in line because he came up early, all right? He's got a lot of work to do. He needs to start putting up some really, really nice seasons. He hasn't done that yet. So we need to see some of those 6-7 win seasons. I don't know if that's what he does or anything like that, but there's plenty of time for him to do this. So we're not going to discount and we're not going to take him off and just make him a pure trading basket type play. Someone that like a DJ LeMay who has a really good seasons but got a completely late start and he's well off the track, that's a trading basket thing. You don't want to be holding those cards at the end of the day, end of the career. So Gleyber, I think there's still some room, and if he can really kind of keep this going, then we may be onto something here. So let's take a look at some of his cards, and we'll start off with the base. All right, the Topps update. Pinstripe jersey, PSA 10. This is a $10 card right now. Okay, it's been trending down for a while. It's and it continues to grind lower. But for $10, I mean, I can think of worse players to spend $10 on. So he's playing at a pretty nice level. But there's probably not the demand to overwhelm the population at this point. All right, you have a lot of people underwater that may open the floodgates, and you're still seeing a lot of volatility. Not this smooth, controlled selling. It's just a ton of volatility here. So again, a breakout would be bullish, and this is kind of a reversal pattern. But while you're in this trajectory, the trend is down. But breakout would be a nice size. At some point, it likely breaks out either by going sideways or rocketing up. But again, for $10, I mean, we're talking lottery ticket type stuff here. So let's look at his Chrome update, the base and the PSA 10, $20. All right, so it's in a nice sideways consolidation kind of in the middle of its range. But again, we're talking about a $20 card. There's a lot of players right now that people speculate on that will cost you a $30 or $40 card. Maybe he should be right in there. Again, a lot of these guys that are 24 years old with 2 or 3 wins to their name, it's like he's in a little better position than them in the longer term here. So his pink refractor, and this is in the update as well, coming back down to in a PSA 10 to a $15 price. And so I don't think his prices are reflecting what he's doing on the field. He's just been out of mind, and people just have a bad taste in their mouth over the last couple of years what's gone on. But he's really seems to be righting the ship at the current time being here. So prospects autograph in a 9.5/10. This is the regular, just the regular chrome here. So in a nice descending wedge formation that again should lead to a breakout at some point. But this is about as good a chance as you had before he was kind of an unknown quantity. So we're looking at $150 for a first autograph. And so, again, if you're looking to speculate, maybe at the higher end, in the percentage terms might even happen on the lower end. Those might be even the better bets here. But if you're looking at money terms, if you just want to, instead of buying, 10 of the PSA 10 base or something like that and getting stuck with them, maybe you do one of these. I mean, you play it how you want to play it here, but I think there are opportunities here, and we can finally wrap it up here with the autograph and the refractor numbered to $499. Again, sub $200 card. So again, think of a lot of these guys in the refractors that are going for $500, $600, $700, $800, and they haven't played a day in the majors. Like, are they going to be able to do at least what Gleyber has done to this point? And again, if he's riding the ship, then I think there's a lot of opportunity here. So that's what I got for you. So I think if you just if we just dig a little bit deeper on some of this stuff, we can maybe find some opportunities. When everything's going up, the game is easy, okay? And so when things are sideways going down, then it takes a little bit more, digging, a little more luck, and I'm here to help you with that if I can. So full disclosure on Gleyber, I'm probably not doing much with these. If I find a refractor in the 150 here, I might do that, an autograph. But I've bought some of his cards back in the day, and I've gotten nicely burned on those at this point here. Not gonna sweat it too much or anything like that. So I'm just gonna kind of watch this. But I think this is interesting. If what he's doing is sustainable, and it looks like it might be, nothing's wildly out of whack with what he's done, then I think we could have a bit of a winner on our hands here. So that's what I got for you. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.